Monkey Basement Productions.
Monkey baby.
Hello, welcome to this week's edition of Just Give Me a Few Minutes. I'm Mike Mann, and it's actually not this week's edition, it's this month's edition. It's been a while, and last time I tried to record, I didn't do so hot, so it didn't turn out very good. So I was trying to edit it and trying to make it look good, and sound good, because I put this out on two formats: this video here and audio on Podomatic.com. Just give me a few minutes.podomatic.com. Check it out. And @FromTheMonkey on Twitter, check it out. And just give me a few minutes.wordpress.com, check it out. So yeah, last time it wasn't so hot, so I decided not to post it because it was bad. So, and it's kind of made me nervous. It's kind of scared me. So I stopped, and I've been waiting. I edited. You can't see it, but I edited the paper right here that my notes, and I try to make it a little better. I'm gonna just use it as notes. I'm not gonna read it word for word like I tried to last time, which really made it really bad. So, because you can tell I was reading, and I'm gonna read some of this, but I'm not going to read it word for word, and I'm going to add my own because I've been thinking about it and stuff. But as anybody knows, that anybody that listens to this that knows me knows I'm a Star Wars fan. And I mean the shirt here, see, Darth Vader, the tattoos, Darth Vader over here. Oh yeah, that looks good. Mm-hmm. So this friend of mine, his name's Jason. He's a very big Star Wars fan as well. He sent me a link one day, and I'm like, okay, we send shit back and forth to each other, pictures, links, news for Star Wars, news for whatever. And please excuse me for a minute, okay? Checking my other thing there. And he sends me this link, and in the title of the link, I seen something about Star Wars loopholes. And I'm like, ugh. I don't like when people rip on Star Wars. When these people are like, oh, George Lucas, you raped my childhood. Oh, episode 1, 2, and 3 were a big piece of shit. Well, you know what? I liked them. And yes, I liked Jar Jar Binks. Meh. I mean, he wasn't the greatest character. He wasn't no Darth Vader, but he served his purpose, and I talked about that on another episode. But when people knock it, talk about how bad it wasn't bad. They were just mad that it wasn't the original. It looked, I don't want to say it looked better, because I really enjoyed the old one because I have respect how they did it. I watch a lot of behind the scenes stuff for movies, and I love knowing how they do shit, how they make stuff work. It's awesome to, I watched a lot of the behind the scenes for how they did Star Wars, and whew, they did some fantastic stuff. How they made stuff work. They invented technology. And people were just mad because it wasn't that old Star Wars. It was new. It was CGI, and you can see it. You can see the CGI, and I like CGI, but when you can see it and you can tell, it kind of takes you out of it. And that's the only thing that bothered me about episode 1, 2, and 3. But there's in A New Hope, there was little tiny thing. Well, actually, in in the whole storyline for the first originals, there was a lot of little things that ate away at me. Just little, like one of them was, for instance, Darth Vader didn't notice that there was a kid on Tatooine called Skywalker on his home planet where he grew up. That was a little iffy for me. And then there's like giant, gaping, gloriously geeky mysteries that only the most seriously devoted Star Wars fans would ever even care about. But this one in particular that my buddy Jason sent me is one that I never caught on to. But when you look at this, it makes a lot of sense. And it's basically a theory. And once you hear this theory makes a whole lot of sense. Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru, the two people that raised Luke from a little tiny baby, they said that he was killed, or I'm sorry, Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru were killed by stormtroopers. Well, that was what Obi-Wan said. He said that couldn't have been the work of Tusken Raiders because these blast points are way too accurate for Sand People. Only Imperial troopers are so precise. Bullshit. Did you watch all 3 movies? They didn't hardly hit nothing. They were hitting the fucking walls of the ships and shit more than they were hitting people. From this theory, it makes more sense. This theory makes more sense. Jason, when he sent this to me, he said this is his theory in his head now for the movie. This is his canon, if you will. There's 3 reasons that the stormtroopers don't make sense as the killers. 1, the assault on the Lars homestead was completely out of character for a stormtrooper. Seeing that the rest of their approach seemed to be largely on checkpoints and interrogations and informers. Even, I mean, they're all bad at those too. I mean, they're not good at shooting. They're not good at anything. They're just killing in white uniforms, and they weren't even hardly killing. So that's one. I mean, you never see them like physically hunt people down. I mean, when Luke and them are on the Death Star, that's different. You know, they were going after him, but you don't see them out there like Navy SEALs or whatever going after people. Darth Vader, he wasn't in the habit when he was looking for the droids. He wasn't in the habit of allowing prisoners to be executed. I mean, he probably would have interrogated Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru to find out where the hell those robots went, those droids went. I mean, every action he takes throughout the movie suggests he's actually a big fan of interrogating prisoners before deciding on what to do with them. So I don't think he would have had those troopers kill Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru. Let's see. The third reason, it says Darth Vader is an intense micromanager. He would have surely been aware of his relatives living, the Lars family living there, and that they were being investigated. Would he really have allowed them to be killed? I don't think so. I mean, Darth Vader was at their house. And I think episode 2, I think it was, he was there. When he went to look for his mom, man, I'm a bad Star Wars fan. I can't remember if it was episode 2 or 3 that when he went to go find his mom back on Tatooine and found out she was taken by Sand People, he went and killed all the Sand People and got her back, brought her back to the Lars homestead. So he would have known that they were there. I mean, he would have known they were living there for years. I mean, doesn't make sense. So, it doesn't seem like that's something he would do. I mean, they were his relatives, and I'm sure he would have known that they were being investigated. That's one of the little things that always bothered me. But, so here's where it gets a little more interesting. If the droids weren't being looked for by stormtroopers, then that suggests the Empire, and specifically Vader. Vader decided to put all his droid finding eggs in one basket. Here I go reading it. And I'm turning the page to read it some more. Excuse me. It suggests a bounty hunter. There's only one bounty hunter that could do this. Who do you think that is? I'm going to say Boba Fett. I mean, he was there. He's got reasons. He had motive. He was. Yes, I'm reading. I don't care. So far, it's been good, I think. But he was basically a stormtrooper, an unaltered stormtrooper, from Jango Fett. So that right there could be why Obi-Wan thinks that it was an Imperial stormtrooper, because only they could be so precise. He was basically an unaltered stormtrooper. So right there it tells you he's shooting up the ship there, the sandcrawler, and he's got pretty precise shooting because he's a stormtrooper. Let's see. Let me see here real quick what his motive was. Please excuse me for a moment. I'll be back. Namely, the presumably huge bounty that would have been placed on the droids. Plus, it explains why he would kill the Lars family and frame Tusken Raiders, seeing as he didn't want to put any other bounty hunters off of the scent. He wanted to put other bounty hunters off the scent. And Vader kind of accuses him in Empire Strikes Back. If you remember, there was he kind of references that Boba Fett did something wrong when all those bounty hunters are on the bridge of the not the Death Star, one of the Star Destroyers. All those bounty hunters are standing there, and Boba Fett's walking down the line, talking to him, blah 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 blah, and he gets to Boba Fett, and he looks right at him, looks him straight in the eye, and very pointedly saying, "No disintegrations," which is odd, really, because who are the only people that got disintegrated in the whole original Star Wars trilogy? Sorry, the Jawas, they got disintegrated, and Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru, and I mean, it's got to be Boba Fett. I think I'm going to go with my friend Jason and say, this is how I'm going to look at it now. I think Boba Fett did it. It makes a lot of sense. He's telling Vader, don't. Vader's telling him, don't disintegrate anybody. He's not just randomly picking him out because he's got a completely cool helmet. He's pointing out that the last time Fett was sent out to find someone, at the Emperor's behest, the bounty hunter disintegrated Vader's stepbrother. So, what do you guys think? Do you guys think Boba Fett did it? I mean, you can go find this article and read it in full. I don't know if you'll be able to find it. I don't know if I still have the link. If I do, I'll tweet it out at From the Monkey on Twitter, and you can go check that out. It was written by a guy named Kit Brown Simpson, Kit Brown Simpson, at moviepilot.com. So if you want to check this out, I made, you can see my horrible notes there that I scratched and all kinds of stuff. But I got a guy coming on soon. His name's Damon. He's a big Star Wars fan. I've talked to him a little bit about Star Wars. And I'm going to have him come on. And we're going to talk a little Star Wars episode. Might be a little longer that time. But we'll see. I got another guy coming on, my daughter's boyfriend. I don't really like saying that. But he is one of those people. I'm a Batman fan as well. He's one of those people that think Batman is a big piece of shit. So I wish he had a Twitter, because I'd give you guys his Twitter name and you can guys go and attack him for that one. But I'm going to bring him on here, and he thinks Captain America is the top dog. So we'll see. We'll see, Jimmy. We'll see, buddy. But might get Ryan on here if I can, and to have Ryan tear him apart when it comes to Batman. So, you know what? I'm more confident about this one. This one I think was a little better, even though I had to read some. I'm okay with it. I don't want to stop recording, but I don't have anything else to talk about. So I guess that's it. I guess I'm going to go 15, 16 minutes here. So, all right. Well, thank you guys for just giving me a few minutes. I'm Mike Mann.
Monkey Basement Productions.